Hi, we're back in the studio and we're doing our favorite sequence here. We're going to do some cooking here. And we're with Chef Lou Schwartz again.
Pleasure to be back.
Great. Me too.
Yeah,
I love
absolutely.
these parts. You taught me how to make a quinoa.
Quinoa salad.
I'm still practicing, so, you know.
Go bold. Always
Go bold.
remember. Always
I love
go
it.
bold.
Go bold.
Go
More,
bold with your flavors.
More flavors, eh?
More flavors, more herbs, more salt. Well, maybe not so much salt, but you know, go with the herbs.
I love it.
Yes.
So, and today we're doing a
summertime watermelon salad. So we're going to utilize all the flavors that you expect to find in summertime. So we have fresh watermelon right here. We have some red onion, serrano chili pepper. We have tomato, lime. We're going to put a little lime zest, a little lime juice in there. Fresh basil, and then we're just going to kind of toss it all together with a little olive oil, salt, pepper.
So, hold on. Peppers and onions with a watermelon.
Yes. It's a more savory salad than you would expect, so it's not sweet.
You. Great, I trust you because your stuff's always so good. So,
well, thank you.
What do we do?
What we're going to do is we have our watermelon already cut in half like this. So we're going to, it makes it a lot easier to work with. So we're going to turn it this way. We're going to take a serrated knife and we're going to cut off the upper part of our watermelon here, exposing the nice red flesh.
Ooh, nice.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to go around the watermelon, cleaning the outside rind off just like this.
You make it look so easy.
That's why the serrated knife. It makes it a lot easier to do this. So
Good to know.
Whenever you're cleaning watermelon, cantaloupe, you name it. Now, the leftover rind is not garbage. You can actually use this to flavor water. So if you wanted a nice light summertime drink poolside, you know, you let this sit in the water overnight in the refrigerator, maybe a little fresh basil or mint or whatever inside of there, and you have automatically what we call spa water in the restaurant.
Waste
business.
not, want not.
Exactly it.
I like
so,
that.
We get rid of our watermelon rind for right now. Now what we're left here, yes, we're not going to throw it away. So we're going to take our knife and we're going to cut nice little strips, and we're not going to use all this obviously, but we're going to cut it into nice 1-inch thick pieces, and we're going to then dice it up. And just turn it 90 degrees and go through it again. Just like that. Quick is key in the restaurant business. So
I can see.
We have our bowl here. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take our sliced red onion and serrano chili, and we're going to put this in our bowl right here. And what we're going to do is a fancy word called macerate. What that means basically, we're going to put it in some acidity, let it break down, let those flavors kind of come all together.
Okay.
The longer you do this, the better it's going to be.
All right.
So we're going to take a little bit of our red wine vinegar, a little bit of lime zest, and we're just using a zester right here.
So that's just the rind.
Just the zest. The white part underneath it is called pith, P-I-T-H. P-I-T-H. That's the bitter part. That's what makes the zest bitter and unedible for most people.
Gotcha.
But you just use the green part of it, and it's going to add a lot of flavor. You can smell
it. Yeah, that's great.
So we'll take this, we'll cut our lime, and we'll just juice that in there real quickly, and we'll set this aside here in a second.
Go bold.
Go bold. Go bold with your flavors. So we'll set that aside.
Okay.
So we have our diced watermelon here. We're going to take a little yellow tomato, and we're going to cut this around the same size as our watermelon. You can core it if you want. There's really not much to this core, so I'm not really too worried about it. So we want to add probably 3 parts watermelon to 1 part tomato. So obviously if you're making this this will probably be enough for 4 people.
Okay. The crew's excited now, so.
Yes. Everybody's getting fed today, so it's a good thing. So we're going to dice our tomato up just like this. Good. So we have our tomato, we have our watermelon.
And a sharp knife. You mentioned that before. You got to make sure you have
a sharp
knife. Yes.
Without a sharp knife, you are going to bruise your product, or in the case of onions, it will basically bruise the membrane inside the onion, releasing that gas that makes everybody cry.
Sharp knife.
Professionals like me even cry too. So we are not immune. Just need a hug after the end of it. So we have our watermelon. Let's get that out of the way.
Sure.
So this is all together right now. So what we're going to do now.
Clean this off at all?
No.
Okay.
It's all going in there. It's flavor.
Cool.
I told you, go bold. So we have our fresh basil right over here. If you want to grab a nice little piece of that off. Yep, perfect. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to do what's called a chiffonade.
A chiffonade.
It's a fancy way of saying we're going to take our herbs, in this case basil, and we're going to roll it up just like this into a nice little pile like this. And we're going to use the front end of our knife and we're going to slice through it nice and thinly. So
chiffonade.
It makes you sound fancy. It makes you show that I earned my culinary degree. So we're going to take our knife and we're just going to slice through it nice and thin. And you always want to concentrate on what you're doing. You never want to take your eyes off anything. So I had to show off. Slice
Again,
through
a sharp knife because that makes a big difference.
Nice sharp knife, exactly.
Wow.
So,
look how thin that is.
Nice thin, other than that little piece right there.
Holy moly.
Beautiful. So we're going to take that.
I'll lose another finger.
We don't want that.
No.
Make for great TV though. All right, so we have our basil in there. We have our lemon or our lime juice in there. We have our vinegar in there. We're going to take a little bit of our extra virgin olive oil.
All right.
And we're going to add that into this as well.
This is all healthy stuff.
Yes.
You know, the peppers, the basil, all this fruit and everything mixed together, the extra virgin olive oil, this is all good stuff for you.
It's all good. It's all healthy for you. Now, salt, depending on, you know, if you have diet restrictions that says you can't have so much salt, then cut back on it, obviously. But we're going to put a little pinch of this, and we're just using kosher salt for this.
And why, I mean, we've talked about salt on here, too. We have different types of salt. We have Himalayan, I think it was. Or
Himalayan, and there's Hawaiian salt. You know, I mean, it all comes from
salt,
sea salt.
yes.
It all comes from different areas of the world. Usually, I use those for garnishing dishes. You know, the Himalayan, the pink salt.
Right.
You know, it looks beautiful on scallops or whatever it might be. But kosher salt's going to be your workhorse in the kitchen. So we want to.
Better for you than what I think we talked before about the salt. You look on the back; it has sugar in it.
Yes, iodized salt. Iodized salt does have sugar in it. So
we're trying to get away from that.
You want to stay away from the sugars. So we're going to toss this all up together.
All righty.
And we're going to take our nice rocks glass right here.
Everybody's licking their lips.
Yes. So I'm going to put this in here. If you want to grab a nice little chunk of basil like you did earlier.
All right.
And we're going to use that as a garnish.
Aw.
Beautiful. Just like that.
Look at that garnish, guys.
And there you go. Simple.
Did I get to try this?
Easy. You get to try it. You let me know
if I
how
wait
it is.
15 minutes, it's actually more flavors, more
It'll break
flavors.
it down. All those flavors will kind of come together.
All right, I'm going to try a pepper now. Hold on.
Yes.
And make sure everything's in there. This is good. This is very good. Oh, excellent.
It's healthy.
It's healthy.
It's a great alternative for that summertime picnic. Instead of the instead of the potato salad or macaroni salad, this is perfect.
Good stuff, Chef Lou. Bon appetit.
Exactly.
This is good stuff, man.
It is good. It is good.
This is very good. I'm eating it now, so.
And the best part is, everybody gets to have someone behind the camera.
Keep on eating.